back to my channel. So today I am here to tell the world how I almost sewed my finger. Actually I did sew my finger, not almost. So let the story time begin. So in my fashion class we're making stuff, like it's called construction fashion something. So I'm sewing, and then if you have looked at a sewing machine, you know that like you have to bring the thread to the back. So here's the needle, and you have to like bring the thread like to the back so it won't get caught up and stuff or tangled. So that's what I was doing. I don't even know why my brain did this to me. Like I played myself, so I don't know where my foot just like steps on the pedal, and these things go so unbelievably fast. Like you will literally go like this with your foot, like, and then it'll go, and then it's like as soon as I press the pedal, I just like remove my finger. I don't even know what just happened. Like I can't process it, and I see that there's blood. I didn't feel any pain, so like it's really weird how I knew that I had sewn my finger. So there's people standing right next to me, right here. Pretend these are the people. So I get up from my machine, and then I look over and I'm like, look, and then I just show him my finger. I was for sure in some state of shock, like, because I did not feel any pain at all. So I go up to my professor, and there's blood dripping on my hand like this, and I like go like this. I'm like, I think I sewed my finger. Like I said, I think there's blood gushing out of my finger, running down my hands, and I'm over here saying I think, and like all the students are like looking at me, and they're like what the fuck? Like, why, you know, I wasn't crying or screaming or anything. I was just like, look, and then I think. She's like, oh, go to the bathroom, like I'll meet you over there. So we go to the bathroom, and then out of this side of my finger, she pulls out thread, and she's like, don't look. So I'm like this, I'm like, but right here is where the needle sewed. So it got a little bit of my nail. It didn't just sew like the side skin, you know, it got some of my nail. We head back to the construction fashion classroom, and I was like, I just hope the needle's not in my finger. So I go to my desk, or like my little construction desk, and I see that this like almost half of the needle is gone. And I'm like, oh my god, Diosito. I'm like, please do not let the needle be in my finger. I go to my professor again, and I'm like, Kathy, I think the needle is stuck in my finger, and because it's not there. So I have the needle. This is the needle. Can you see? Yeah. So this whole top part is what goes into the machine, but this bottom part, that has like another half to it, and that's where the pointy part is. So she's like, oh hey, to this guy, can you take Ashley down to the student health service building because she might have the needle stuck in her finger. And the whole time I'm just like, please, oh no, like, please don't let it be stuck in my finger. Like people were asking me like, how aren't you crying? Like I would be a mess. Like, how are you staying so calm? And I was like, honestly, I was like, and then this is when I started to cry a little bit, like tear, like my voice cracked. So I was like, honestly, if I talk about it, I'm gonna start to cry. And then yeah, so I just shut up. And then once we walked out, me and the guy that took me to the health services, I just told him, I was like, if I start crying, it's just because I'm scared. And so I started crying, and he's like, no, it's okay. Like, it was really nice, and I thanked him so much for taking me and staying there with me. Time passes, and then I'm like, I can't, this is my dominant hand, by the way, so I can't write, like I can't check myself in. I'm writing with my left hand. They give me paperwork, so they take me back to a room, and then they're like, is the finger stuck in your needle? I was like, I think so. So then they're like, okay, go get an x-ray. So then I go get an x-ray, and then I go back into the room, and then my nurse shows me my pictures, and I see, like, from this angle, the x-ray, you see a little dot, and then it turns to this angle, and then you can see the needle right there, like a perfect needle right in my finger, facing like this way. My heart dropped when I saw that x-ray, just because I wanted the needle not to be in there so badly, but I knew it was, and it missed the bone just by like a tad bit. so at least it didn't get my bone. So then the first doctor comes in, they numb my finger. Literally my finger was so thick, like Kim Kardashian thick, like down here, because the anesthetic or whatever, like yeah, then like 30 minutes passed and then it starts wearing off. And the first doctor couldn't find it, so she was like, okay, I'm gonna call somebody else. And so somebody else, another doctor comes, and by the time he gets to me, my finger is like wearing off. It's still really thick, but it's wearing off. But it hurt. Like, it was an 8 out of 10. But I'm a trooper. So then they're like, okay, we're gonna inject some more. So they inject some more, and then it's like still not working. I'm like, yeah, it still hurts. And so they inject some more, so they had to numb my finger 3 times. And then the second doctor can't find it, the needle. He's like picking at my finger and stuff, so they have to call like the head of the head of the head of ER, has been in ER, top-notch doctor. So they call that doctor, and like 5 minutes in, she finds the freaking needle. The needle might not seem big, but trust me, it was half of the needle. Like, I thought it was 1/4 of the needle, but after seeing that, like, I went back to class like the next week, and my teacher was like, oh look, Ashley, I saved the needle for you. And then I was like I remember seeing something small in my finger that wasn't my finger. So I'm like, oh, I think there might be a piece of needle still stuck in there. Like, I don't know, like, I don't know. So then they're like, okay, go get another x-ray. So I get another x-ray and the piece is still there. And I'm like
what are we gonna do?
Ew. They try to rinse it out, so they stick like a needle, like a broken needle, into my finger. Like, they're lifting my nail and then they're sticking it in there, and then they're trying to rinse out the little piece because it was so small. Like, one of the ladies was like, oh, there's a hole. Like, there was a hole at the bottom, by the way. So yeah, the lady that was like shooting the water in to rinse it, she was like, oh my god, it squirted me, and like that it came out from the other side. It was so gross. Like, anyway, they sent me home. They gave me a whole bunch of like cleaning supplies and soap and like bandages, and that's my story. Thank you, ASU Health Services. Sponsor me. And keep in mind that like my finger was numb for 2 days after. Like, I really thought I would never feel my finger again, just because they numbed it 3 times, like, and it was numb for that long. Like, I couldn't believe it, because they were like, this part will wear off first and then this part, but this part was wearing off first and then this part wore off. So I was like,
what if I'm paralyzed? What if my finger's paralyzed?
so I was looking it up one day and I was like, oh my god. I was like, no. But then the next morning it was okay. So you can see, like, the skin is really dead just because it's like the old skin. So yeah, you can see like there's one dot right there. I think that's where the needle was, and then there was another dot down there. It looks so much better than how it did. If you like this video, make sure to give it a thumbs up and subscribe and share and comment. And I know Jonah always comments, so much love to you, Jonah. But anyway, yep, that's my story. Peace and blessings. Stay safe. Peace.
There are so many reasons to live alone. There is only one